I don't believe that is not a valid argument.
No, it's definitely not. It's kind of a self-serving argument where it's I get to stay in my own little bubble.
I mean, you're welcome to believe any cockamamie thing you want to, but if you're going to say that's not right, then I'm the first one that wants to know, well, what's not right about it? Show me what's right, okay? And believe me, I pride myself on someone who I will say I'm wrong if I'm wrong. You know, if I said that this is what the National Security Advisor said, and then they come back and say, no, he did not say that, okay, then and prove it to me, well, I'll be the first one to go, okay, folks, I'm sorry I was wrong about that, but I've never had to say that.
Which is a very impressive thing.
Because I check my facts.
All right, let's see if we got these guys. They're telling me they're there. All right, let's go to Zach first. Zach, are you there? All right, I guess, I don't know. I am saying that they were there. I guess we might be cut off somehow. I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about something else for a minute. Now, Crossfire. That was used in the JFK film.
Right. That was one of the two books.
Yeah, and I mean that's just totally impressive towards me because I had seen some of the Oliver Stone stuff, but not till JFK was I really like, wow, this guy's an amazing filmmaker, and it really, I think it opened the door for the History Channel was kind of in its infancy. And it had The Men Who Killed Kennedy on after that, and that was really an eye opener. I mean, I think what is that, a 6-part, 2-hour series? So it's like 12 hours long. And then I think they even ended up doing an addendum to that later on, right? Yeah. I'm into all this stuff. So it's just, how does that work? How does someone contact you? I mean, you obviously, I saw you put that book out in '89, and it was '92 that it actually hit the New York Times bestseller list. Right. So obviously, this is kind of an underground book.
Well, I was just kind of in the right place at the right time. Oliver Stone had already decided he wanted to do something on the Kennedy assassination, and he had already decided that he was going to use Jim Garrison, the district attorney in New Orleans, as a central character. What he did not have was all the facts and information concerning the actual assassination itself. And my book came out in, I believe, November of 1989. And in January of 1990, like 2 months later, I'm contacted by Oliver Stone's people, and they say, are the movie rights available? And Oliver Stone would like to make a movie out of this. And I'm going, well, gee, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
Well, I guess that if we have to, okay, I guess we can do that.
That's right. We can do that. And then the next 2 years was quite a fascinating experience. I would go into Dallas to the Stoneleigh Hotel, and actually, after about the third version of the script, I would go through the script, but they made me read it in a little room, windowless room or something, and I couldn't take it out, and I couldn't make copies, and I couldn't make notes.
Sworn to secrecy.
Oh yeah, it was a total secrecy thing. And but I would say, no, I don't think this is right, or I think this is right, or this, that, and the other thing. And so I did quite have a lot of input into the thing. And also I was quite impressed because they didn't just take the information in my book and just run with it. Oliver Stone had a pretty full-blown research staff headed by a woman named Jane Rusconi, and quite a competent lady. And they went back and backtracked. And they went back and talked to some of the same witnesses I'd talked to. They looked at the same documents I'd looked at. They looked at, followed my trail. And came to the same conclusions I had come to.
Yeah, and it's just such an impressive film. I mean, anytime you can keep an audience for 3.5 hours, about a historical event, especially,
right,
and then make it into I remember being in high school when this thing was out. It was on the cover of Time magazine. He put it out, I think, right around the 25th anniversary. Was that the jest? Was it the 25th or 30th anniversary? I think he put it out around one of those anniversaries.
Around the 25th.
It was. I think it was around the 25th because I remember seeing all the covers, and the Zapruder tape was another big thing, and it was just perfect timing.
Yeah, right before the 25th anniversary, which would have been 93.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah. And when he put that out, it just really opened up, not only my mind, but I think younger minds all across the board.
Right. Are you aware that he shot over 1,000 hours of film?
Is that true?
Yes, and then edited that down to whatever it is. It's not quite 3 hours, I think, but it's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something.
I've seen some of the cutout scenes for sure, but not 1,000 hours worth of cutout.
1,000 hours. Well, that's why my wife and daughters are still a bit irked, because there was a whole scene we shot all day at Love Field in Dallas, and my daughters and my wife were actually as extras. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they dressed them up, put them in the 1960s hairstyles and clothes. And they were so excited, and that whole scene got cut from the movie.
Just no winning, right?
Yeah, can't win.
Man. All right, we got more callers. Let's go to Mark in Oregon. Mark, what's on your mind?
Yeah. Hey, Jason and Jim. Great to speak with you. You know, Jason, I don't usually call in twice in a week, but I couldn't pass up an opportunity to speak to the great Jim Mars. You know,
I hear you.
I might be getting short for all we know.
He looks great. He's going to be around another 25, 30 years easy. Another 45, 50.
Yeah, if they'll just let us live to a natural death, we'll all be around a good while longer, probably.
Thank you. I'm watching them chemtrailing me all the way to Austin today. I was all over Central Texas, man. I just cross hatches all over the sky.
They don't exist. I don't know what you're
talking about. But of course,
I
know they don't exist.
Look, I live on the very edge of the country here, right on the Oregon coast, and just the day before the inauguration, they do have them out here on a regular basis if there's no wind or clouds or foggy, rainy weather. Mm-hmm. And you get quite a show because they go over Eugene from Portland. They start at Portland, they go to Eugene, they go right by here on the way to Eugene, going from north to south. And they put on such a show the day before Obama was, I wrote it down in my notebook, I believe it was the day right before he was inaugurated. And they were really dosing, and it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And
it's all the same from global warming, man.
Yeah, you don't know how people can deny it, and it's
I know it all the time.
It's amazing, isn't it? All you have to do is look up, and they won't even do that.
Yeah, I have another question, Jason. If I
we'll hold you over. We'll hold you over. Yeah, we'll hold you over on the other side. We've got Jim Mars with us, the Info Warrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.
Let me see.
With Jim Mars. The Fourth Reich is the latest book. We got one coming up hopefully soon. He's telling us it's going to take a little bit of time, but that one goes into paperback, and of course, Rule by Secrecy and Crossfire and others. I mean,
Above Top Secret.
Above Top Secret. How can I forget Above Top Secret?
20 of the top conspiracies right there, just each one encapsulated in one chapter. You can read it, overnight. And
I've always wanted to pick your brain about the Majesty 12 documents too. I've read those, and those are like, that's like George Norrie stuff. We could talk about it forever, but those are just crazy documents.
Well, that's why you have to read The Rise of the Fourth Reich.
I need
what
to.
you're going to find out
I'm taking it home tonight.
Before it was Majestic 12, it was Magic 12.
Yes, I've seen
MAJIC, okay? Mm-hmm. The Nazis had a occult psychic program under the general heading of Magic, MAJIK. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, did we brought their rocket scientists and their mind control experts? Did we bring their psychics over here too?
As part of Paperclip, it's definitely plausible.
Sure.
Definitely plausible. All right, let's take that second question from Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Jim, I know that you've compiled a vast amount of knowledge, over a good number of years. I follow Bob Chapman and Gerald Celente these days as far as, good, accurate forecasting. They don't always agree. In one area they don't agree, as I remember it, is the area of when, it's a matter of if or when, however you want to say it in polite company, but according to them, it's a matter of when they forecast there will actually be food riots/riots in the streets of America due to the economic deprivation that will increase as we go along here, as people lose their jobs at the rate of, as it is now, 600,000 per month.
Right.
Gerald Celente looks at this summer. Bob Chapman looks at a year to 2 years down the line. Like, if you can, and I'll sign off after I just ask you to please briefly describe what you feel in your gut and or you've derived from your knowledge and research and contacts, what the rest of this year is going to look like as far as significant disruptions in the lives of most or all of us, chaos, in other words, you might say, and shades of chaos.
I sure would hate for it to go to chaos, but I really don't. I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. Have you heard of the Baltic Index?
No, I haven't, Jim.
Okay, the Baltic Index is where they keep track of all of the food shipping around the world, and the container ships and this, that, and the other thing. It's down 94%. Nothing's moving. Okay. And already there are some of the shelves on Target and Walmart that are getting a little thin, and I don't know. I don't want to get to predicting. For one thing, I don't want a self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's
If you tell
Law of
people,
attraction.
yeah, if you tell people that, there's going to be a food shortage, then they all run out and buy up all the food, and there is a food shortage. So,
well, there is a lot of that, and it can very well be true because, as you may have heard, they're not planting much this year in this country because the commodity prices are so low.
That's right, and that's why I'm so upset with this food safety modernization bill that basically is going to make it illegal to grow your own food. I mean, what the heck is with that? That's the worst time in the world to tell us we can't grow food.
Trying to demonize people, saying that they're the problem. You're not going to be able to go through our pasteurization process, therefore your meat's going to be unsafe and your cheese and milk is going to be unsafe. Meanwhile, the bird flu vaccination has 2 types of bird flu in it and a type of flu virus. I mean,
that's another thing. I'm glad you all
Thanks for the call, by the way, Mark. We're going to go to some other calls in a minute. Go ahead.
No, just to put a capper on the comments to Mark, I don't want to be too gloom and doom, but it doesn't look good. I think we're going to be very fortunate if the U.S. dollar holds up till the end of the year.